Hey guys, how you doing? I hope you're all well. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, new design, new profile picture, new everything. Well, I should really tell you what I've been up to. So, one of my friends got in touch with me about a week or so ago regarding using Tom, and he basically said, dude, in the long run, Warner Brothers can sue your ass. And I understand you share the same name with the character, but in the long run, you can't use this even though it has its own kind of like Peaky Blinders sort of kind of aesthetics to it. It's still not a good option. So, in the past few days, I've been busy with a lot of designing and redesigning and basically trying to bring myself and the setup I have at home to picture. So, yeah, this is me in a sense, and of course, I'm not sitting in my overcoat right now, but I do have an immaculate beard. So, yeah. Anyways, today is a special day, boys. You might hear this and say, well, he's got a bit of a chirp in his voice. And honestly, yes, I do. I'm very happy, guys, because I get to do what I do thanks to you guys for always tuning up and listening to me. And, of course, well, because of this. Hey, man, let's call a spade a spade. You reap what you sow. All right? Now, all the greed, all the selfishness, all of that is crashing down on its head. And you know what? I'm reveling in all its glory and joy. I really am. So some of you might hear this and say, well, dude, you're happy people, specifically the devs, might have their efforts be overshadowed by things like these leaks, and therefore all their hard work amounting to nothing as a result of all this? Absolutely not. I'm not happy for one bit that people might feel like their efforts mean nothing, or for the fact that there are certain things happening in the West for a long time now that is not a good or happy thing by any means necessary. But here's the thing, man. For years, people have been begging these big corporations and the AAA studios, for that matter, in general, not just Rockstar, but other companies, other studios like Insomniac, Sucker Punch, Naughty Dog, and so on and so forth, not to follow the same trend as other companies that make bad decisions. For years, the players and the consumers have been asking these big corporations not to listen to the shareholders and follow this dark path into nuking their own reputation and the beloved franchises to the ground. But lo and behold, this is what happens when they do the exact opposite. So what do you think happens when you ask and ask, but instead you get the opposite of what you as a player and a paying customer rightfully want to be implemented into these games, and none of it does? Like I said before, it feels like highway robbery. And after seeing this happen again and again, people are like, you know what, man, we've had enough. We are tired of this constant pressure that these companies insert on us that is purely for the sake of squeezing more money out of us. And then these very companies go on to monopolize the system in such a manner that they have total and utter control over what you buy or how you use it. There was a time when you could buy your game and then give it to your friend and both be able to share and play each other's games. It was the norm. It was a natural thing to do. How many of you can vouch that you can do the same with the new generation of consoles and games nowadays? Bro, I wasn't kidding when I said I spoke to the guys at GameStop UK and they came back to me and said if they used to get 100 to 150 standard copies and 20 to 30 deluxe editions, now they get maximum 50 standards and maybe 3 to 5 deluxe editions. Guys, that was months ago. It's way worse now. I told you guys that these big corporations are short-stocking themselves on purpose to show that they sell more digital because, of course, if there is not many physical copies out there, then people are forced to buy digital. Then on paper, these companies can justify their actions for pushing for all digital. I swear, man, I was trying to buy Mortal Shell 2 for the past few days. I checked multiple places, both online and stores, okay, to order one physical copy and be able to go and pick it up. None of them even had one single copy of the standard edition, let alone the other one. I had to go to a wholesaler that sells to the entirety of UK and pay more in delivery costs to receive one physical copy of Mortal Shell 2. And now with GTA 6, they're gonna give you a code in the box. That is the way things are progressing, which is funny because the irony of all this couldn't be more obvious. Rockstar did all these gymnastics to avoid the game getting leaked, only to then, bam, get hit by this guy's cyber leak, and then immediately afterwards by another group of hackers. Like, you can't make this stuff up. This is why I said you reap what you sow. Rockstar is treating this game like they've just split the atom open and discovered something new. Completely oblivious to the fact that, damn man, this is just another game. You're not sliced bread. You're not a new element on chemistry's periodic table. After a certain threshold of pressure and stress, people start changing their tone. They start to think a little differently. They take the gauntlet up themselves and say, Rockstar, be careful what you wish for. And you know what, man? I understand that. I do. Growing up, my mother always said one particular thing multiple times. Greed breathes death and destruction. And I'm sorry, but I am absolutely enjoying this. I mean, my goodness, what a day to be alive. We're witnessing history. We're seeing one of the most beloved companies and most successful franchise of all time in all of entertainment dig their own grave with their own hands. Why? Because of greed. Whatever is happening to these companies, it's the fruit of their own actions. They didn't get to come this far just by happenstance. People, the players, the consumers, us, we made it possible. If it wasn't because of people buying these games, investing their time and energy to wait in lines or sleep behind closed doors of these stores for hours so they buy the game on the day of the launch, none of these big companies would have made it to here. They wouldn't have become what they have become today. Nobody planned for this. None of us fans or players thought we'd come to this point where people are actively preying on Rockstar's downfall because of how they have treated their fans, their lifelong fans. Everyone has been waiting for this game for 13 years, and all they had to do was make a great game like the previous ones and sell it like always. But no, of course not. It had to have a $100 paywall with no gameplay but 2 trailers released in the last 13 years, then make the gameplay into a Netflix subscription, and on top of that, you won't get a physical copy of the game. No. You get a code in the box. When I got my physical copy of GTA 5, it came with a manual, a huge map of the actual game, and it had a code to redeem for more money that I could use in-game to buy a house or a car. It's the accumulation of all the greedy and selfish decisions that make people wanting GTA 6 to fail. Everyone has a threshold. After these companies cross a certain point where now the treatment is like, oh, we're Rockstar. Who are you guys? Who do you think you are to tell us what to do? Why should we listen to or even give a shit about what you think or say? We make these games, okay? So if we say you pay us $100, you pay us $100. We demand what we demand. We put the price tag however we want it. We don't know you. We're Rockstar. And then you, as a loyal fan that have known these companies for years and a lifelong customer, say, Rockstar, I grew up with your games. I value the company a lot. And you've had my money without question every time you made something new. Why would you treat me like this? And then they laugh in your face with all these monetization schemes and say, huh, you grew up with our games? So what? Screw you and everybody else who think they got a say in this. We don't know you. It's money that we know. We know the dollar bills. Which again, I'm going to circle back to the irony. Rockstar is in shambles. They subpoena communication and networking apps like Discord to find this guy. And the cherry on top is that their stocks literally crash landed into the side of a mountain with a whopping $2.8 billion loss in market value. Like, it doesn't get better than this, does it? This comedy is literally writing itself. I'm at a point right now where I think Rockstar shouldn't be gatekeeping this game any longer, But of course, they can't even move forward and just release the gameplay either because they're locked in a deal with Netflix, let alone releasing the game entirely. I mean, talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. And they have themselves to thank, or in this case, blame for. All of this could have been avoided if Rockstar or Take-Two didn't want to squeeze every single cent out of every customer for this game in the name of greed. None of this would have happened. The game would have launched just fine like any other successful title. They would have made billions and would have avoided a lot of headaches as a cause of all these leaks. And not to mention, their stocks would have been just fine. Not only just fine, but would have skyrocketed. But why do the logical thing and do right by your fans and customers when you can worship money? A piece of paper, right? One of my friends sent me a meme saying Rockstar calls the leaker a bully and a blackmailer, when they have been bullying the public for years. And now instead of coming to a solution to solve all this and make it all go away and maybe get back on people's side, they are spending egregious amounts of money to find this one guy. Like, for all you know, this guy could be in a basement somewhere in the middle of the ruins of Ukraine or Chernobyl. How are you going to get to him? This guy who is putting his name on the wall means he has access to the code of the game. Now he has created a fail-safe system in which he has gained leverage over Rockstar, that in any case something happens to him, the code of the game gets leaked on the internet for people to use freely. All of this points out to the fact that this guy is very smart. He knows what happened to the original hacker back in 2022. So, of course, he's going to be putting the system into place to cover himself. You know what I'm really interested in finding out of all of this? Like, what does Rockstar think will happen in the end? Like, how do they think this is going to go? The fact that to them, everything is money, money, money. Yeah? When it's all done and dusted, the malpractices that Rockstar has committed has damaged its reputation permanently. People say, oh, it's still going to sell. Yeah, sure. What happens after that? This is the same trend with every single AAA studio in the Western games industry. I don't think people will magically start thinking of Rockstar as a trusted company after this betrayal. Especially now that there are more and more rumors coming out about how the game is going to be woke. And if it's true, we'll end up losing yet another beloved franchise. Like, I'm sorry guys, but that is the truth. It's a harsh reality. A really sad one, I realize that. But it's the truth, and it can't be denied, no matter how much people want to cope. The sooner we all unify and push back against these big corporate fatsuits and their schemes, the sooner we get back on track and start restoring Western games industry to what it's supposed to be, and set its values to what it should be. The West has so much to offer, but instead, it's hindered by these greaseballs who think everything is about money. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of all of this in the comment section. And I hope you have a good day. As always, thank you for listening to me. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace be with you.